Well, boys, I had a lovely weekend. I don't know about you guys, but I'm pretty sure you guys did too. This is Red Card Radio. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, whatever you're listening from. Thanks for tuning in. Red Card Radio is a weekly look at the Premier League from three friends who support different clubs. My name is James. I support Arsenal. Oh, my flag! I didn't put my flag up, boys. You didn't tell me. With me tonight is Brad. He supports Chelsea, and down below that's Sean. He supports Tottenham. Gentlemen, it's rare week where we can all show up, and all three of our teams have won.
Barely.
No,
Barely.
pretty comfortable. What are you talking about?
No, you guys barely won.
No, you guys barely won. We comfortably won. You barely won. Both of you guys need to stop.
What do you mean? We won.
Brad's best player finally showed up to save the day. Conor Gallagher.
Both of you guys needed stoppage time winners. Get out of here, Brad. I don't want to talk to you guys. But I will talk to you guys because it's a podcast and that's what we're paid to do. Before we get too deep, if you could hit that subscribe button, ring the sub
you guys
notification
are paid?
bell. That was the joke. I know the CFO.
CFO slides him a little bit extra.
Yeah. She's the CFO sweet on me.
Check must have bounced this week because that flag's not up, and I'm looking at all your schedules over there that are blurred out of the background.
Okay. Do the things that podcast people ask you to do. Subscribe.
You can't read anything, James. Don't worry about it. You can't read anything on that board.
You want to know what that? You want to know what that rainbow thing is in the back? Just in my head, that's an emotions chart. That's for my children. So like right here where I'm pointing to, I apologize for all the people on the audio version of this podcast. This is a terrible segment for you, but since Sean brought it up, that's an emotion chart, and I actually think my wife got it from Brad's wife.
Yes.
Where it's talking about like your emotions if you're a child, and that's all of my children's stuff behind me. You can't see.
Ours is a rewards one.
Yeah, cropped just out of the window, out of the picture, is all of my kids' artwork as well. So we're very wholesome here at the Daleville branch of Red Card Radio and Red Card Radio.
I'll tell you
what. Is that what we're calling ourselves?
Yeah, RCR Media.
RCR Media.
I'll tell you what wasn't very wholesome. What you guys did at extra large Upton Park on Sunday morning. That was not very wholesome.
So I was relatively worried about this match, and I think in
my going to West Ham, going to West Ham, that's not an easy game.
In my defense, Arsenal have been in the past, maybe not last year, maybe not this year, but there is that thing about Arsenal where they'll go and they'll get a really big result at a big team where you beat the Liverpool, and then the next week you put up a stinker, right? Like that. I've seen that story played out many times as an Arsenal fan in my life. And so I was emotionally hedging my bets and preparing for that. And I was pleasantly surprised. We were on it from the start. We got that first goal, and then we just turned the screw and just didn't relent. And I really think that that's kind of like we saw this early in the season, especially against like Fulham when we dropped points against Fulham. Not this last time when we drew Fulham at home. We were winning, and then we didn't kill the game off. And I really think that's been like a point of emphasis for Arteta, is that like when you have the game by the teeth, you need to kill the game. And we did. I don't think I saw some commentary about the Saka penalty was soft. That people thought. Did you guys watch the game? It's a question. Either one of you?
No.
Okay.
No, I was on the road. I was keeping up with it.
That's fair. I also didn't watch Tottenham, so don't be mad at me. But so like the ball gets played over the top. Saka is free on goal. He puts it around the goalkeeper, and there's contact between the keeper's legs and Saka goes down. And I don't remember. I don't remember if it was Goldbridge or someone else, and they were saying that they thought it was soft. I'm like, that's a penalty 9 times out of 10.
I thought that might have been that was a red.
Well, it can't be a red. I
know because it's the goal. I know, but
yeah, that's the triple.
I thought no, that was I did see that. I'm sorry, I did see that. Yeah. That was clear as day penalty. I have no problems with that being called. Goalie had no shot at the ball and just took him out.
Yeah, and so the only question was Saka offside? And clearly the lines got drawn and he wasn't. So it was, but beyond that, like, we were clinical on set pieces. Declan Rice's goal was phenomenally struck, but exceptionally lucky. Like, Ben White plays the ball back to either Trossard or Odegaard, and neither one of them goes for it. Like, they both leave it for the other player, and it goes between both of them, and it just happens to roll to Rice, who just first times it, which was it was a beautiful goal. So, like, super happy. Obviously, we needed to win that game, especially with the fact that City and Liverpool won their matches. So it was tremendously important for us to stay alive in the title race, and it was tremendously important from a goal difference perspective. We came into that game -6 on City, and we left the game even with City. So we're still 1 point behind, 1 goal behind Liverpool, but it was tremendously important from a goal difference perspective. I mean, like, looking forward, and obviously I don't like doing this. I think it's foolhardy to look beyond Burnley at the weekend, but we're effectively 3 points behind City and effectively 2 points behind. We are 2 points behind Liverpool. I'm obviously giving City their game in hand as a victory to them. We still play City, so if we beat City, then we're even on points, and our goal difference is probably close. And Liverpool and City still have to play each other.
So, like, so are you?
It's in.
Are you locking in your pick?
I mean, I've been locked in on Arsenal.
No. Your pick for next week for City.
Oh,
we'll talk about that next episode.
You'll have to tune in tomorrow and to see what my pick is. And you'll have to tune in tomorrow to see how I did last week with my picks. But yeah, I don't know, man. It's there for us. And if we do what we're supposed to do, now obviously we have a lot of tough games coming up. We have to go to Spurs. We have to go to United. Like, neither one of those are going to be easy. But why not? You have to. You got to do it. So just go do it. But that's it. Yeah. So I'm happy. I'm pleased. I mean, Sean, you guys left it a little late in your match. Little late.
Yeah, little late. If you call late being the 6 minute out of the 6 minutes of extra time, then yes, it was a little late.
It's perfect timing. Perfect.
90 plus 6. But it couldn't. It came after we used all 5 subs.
Yeah. Is that normal for Ange? Does he normally use all of his subs?
No. He's not. I think most managers rarely do, but that was not normal for him. But I think it was one of the first substitutions he put on Bissouma and Højbjerg, I believe. It was Bissouma and some.
It was Bissouma, Johnson, and Son.
Bissouma, Johnson, and Son, and then there was a Højbjerg and a something
Ben
else.
Davies.
Davis on for Udogie.
No.
Davies on for Udogie.
Yeah, sure. And then Sar on for Højbjerg.
Yeah, he mixed up who they were for to throw off the other team. They all do that when they double substitute. One's for the left winger when it's really a center back, and this one's for this center back's on for this midfield. Like, they do that. Just
I think
gamesmanship.
I don't think that's games. I think they just give the cards to the fourth official, and the fourth official just punches numbers in on the pad and just doesn't give a shit. But
anyways, yeah. They were all for substitutions, but having Son on and Bissouma really changed the game, and that's also how I felt the previous week when we brought. I believe Madison came off the bench and Johnson came off the bench as well, and it just kind of changed the game almost instantaneously. And it was Sarr coming off the bench. That was against Everton or Brentford, I believe. When we're getting people back off and don't want to start them too early. And yeah, having Son with his pace and his leadership and his creativity off the left, he clearly assisted the goal, so that's a big point. But how about did you guys see the Sarr goal? Absolutely incredible job by Kulusevski to pull the runner to open the hole for Sarr, and Sarr The finish was just sublime. He basically tries to go for a cross across the box, and mind you, he's almost at the post. This is a late cross. It would have been just a redirect just to get it in, and the center back blocks it right back at him, and with his left foot falling out of bounds, he just taps it far net, and it was a great one. The penalty early in the game, I will say that was a really light penalty. It was soft contact, and there was impediment. So, with that being said, once it's called a penalty on the field, they're never overturning it because he did impede the progress and he did make slight contact. So there is contact there. They're never going to overturn that.
I mean,
so there's no argument here.
They overturned one earlier this year. The Kai Havertz one against United when United fouled him and they said it wasn't enough. What
do you mean, bro? That didn't happen. This United. It wasn't overturned. It was confirmed.
Broader situation. To take you a little bit higher level about Tottenham at this point. You guys are healthy, or you're getting healthy. You're getting your players back from the international tournaments. At the beginning of the season, Spurs were top of the league before injuries, before suspensions, before missing players. If you guys are healthy going into the back, like the final third of the season, are you confident that you're in this title race? I
don't see why we're not, because we play all three in front of us.
Yeah,
we don't have any of the games behind us. Yes, we don't have any of the games behind us. We have to play all three, so we're only 7 off the lead. So realistically, we can only pick 3 off of Liverpool. We can only pick 3 off, and we're 5 behind you two.
But
so realistically,
still have a game in hand. I think
you still have a game. So you're right.
I think you functionally need to look at it like you're 8 off the lead because we have to just give City their victory.
Sure, yeah. So we're 8 off the lead,
and game in hand against Bournemouth,
and against Brentford, I believe their game in hand is. So they're gonna win that.
Maybe
they should.
They should win that game.
They should.
All right,
Brentford have been refuse.
So yeah, like all we got to do is just keep winning games.
Yeah,
the way we did the first 10 when we were all healthy. Just keep winning. Just, I mean, but you can't win. You can't win all the games if you don't win the next one. So we gotta focus on the next week. And I think we're at the Molineux next week or on the weekend. No, we're hosting Wolves.
We're in the race if we just keep getting 3 points.
Yeah, that's right.
That's the thing. That's
at the end of the day, you're not wrong.
That's essentially where Arsenal are at right now as well. Is like if Arsenal,
it doesn't matter if we don't win.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if you don't win. And the minute you drop points is the minute that you're out of it, right? And so yeah, I generally I think it's a tall order. We had this conversation 2 or 3 weeks ago about like who's in the title race, who's in the race for the top 4. It really feels like Aston Villa are in a patch right now where they're regressing.
Yeah.
So if Spurs can create a little bit of distance between them and Villa, then I think that conversation about top 4 might be wrapped up. It's way too early to say. But Aston Villa do seem like they're in a patch right now where they're regressing slightly. But yeah, I don't disagree with you, Sean, that Spurs have to feel like they are close enough to be in it. Because if I heard someone say this, if it was Manchester City that were in Spurs' position, we would all say, "Oh, absolutely, they're in the title race." Like if it was Manchester City who were 8 points behind Tottenham right now, we would say they're absolutely in the title race.
100%.
Yeah.
But that's 2 different profiles. It's 2 different, like.
Yeah,
look, I know we make this joke a lot, but but let's be real. What has Tottenham bottles it? So yes, we would say City's going to go on their miraculous run.
It's a different culture, buddy. Actually, I was reading an article today about how change the locker room culture, and the biggest change that the players have said that he's made is he does not police the locker room. He does not hardly ever speak to the locker room except for halftime and maybe before the game. he does not police it in the slightest. He leaves it to Son as the captain, and his vice captains are Romero and Madison. And from there, what those guys have done to galvanize the locker room is they've stopped all the cliques by putting people in place to bring the cliques together. And people in Spurs insiders who said this is the closest Spurs locker room they have seen in many moons. Yeah, that they all just get along.
I think that's a good sign of good management. That you don't want the manager to be micromanaging the interpersonal relationships between the team.
Yeah, exactly.
You need them to figure that out on their own, and so that's a good sign that you have a healthy thing going on there. I did also just want to throw it out there, guys. Manchester City have won 11 straight games in all competition, so it's that time of year, boys.
It's that time of year.
Unfortunately, now Brad,
a suspicious time of year where everybody else is getting muscle injuries and they aren't. Wow, imagine. Just as an article dropped about how Pep was doping at Barcelona.
Wow.
This is where
so we're gonna re-edit that podcast.
Yeah, this is the part where you'd see those videos.
Hey, I'm not saying this happened. I'm not saying he's doing it right now.
Time out.
I'm just saying he has done it in the past.
Do you remember, Sean? Do you remember in Highly Questionable, where Poppy would say something outlandish and it would do like that awkward cut, and then Poppy would come back and have to apologize?
Yes. That's what it should have been.
That's where right now we have to cut and you have to come back and then you have to apologize.
I am sorry. It's Manchester City and Pep Guardiola. I didn't mean to insinuate that because you cheated at Barcelona by doping your players into not getting performance-enhancing drugs so that their muscles don't give out on them, that there is no reason for me to believe that you would be doing that now at Manchester City with an impeccable, unprecedented run of success in the Premier League. There is no correlation that could possibly be happening now. So I'm sorry for drawing that correlation.
So
wow.
So about that Crystal Palace Chelsea game, huh?
Yeah.
Conor Gallagher returns to his old stomping ground and
celebrates his goals this year. Hey, do you want to know the last time we scored a 90th minute winner?
The week before?
I don't know.
In the Premier League. Sorry, in the Premier League. It was October 2022. It was also at Selhurst Park. And do you know who it was?
I'm gonna assume it's Conor Gallagher because
it was Conor Gallagher. Good on him. Both goals are really good, really well taken. One timers, great passes. Gusto's cross was awesome. Cole Palmer had a nice cutback pass to the top of the box and he finished it. Yeah, I mean, our first half was very, very, very flat. Like we had 80% possession, but like it looked like
shots on goal.
Yeah, it looked like when we used to do that horseshoe setup. Like somehow all of Chelsea's patterns became a horseshoe and we just kept passing around the outside and nobody was in the middle.
Yeah, the Max Allegri box strategy.
It happened under Tuchel too quite a bit at the end of his run. And so it was, and then to come back out, score a quick second half goal, I think opened up the game a lot more and allowed those 2 goals at the end.
Well, so. Chelsea are definitely a vibes team right now, a confidence team where if things aren't going well for them, it turns toxic really quickly. And so like getting that goal early in the second half, I thought was tremendously important, like you pointed out.
Did you see the 2 yellow cards we got?
I don't remember them.
All right, so the second goal, sorry. The first goal in the 90s. Disasi jumps over does a trust fall with like 7 fans that don't see him coming.
Yeah. He got a yellow card for that?
That was epic. He did get a yellow card for that. The second yellow card, Nico Jackson comes running across the field after being subbed out to celebrate Enzo's goal. He is now 1 yellow card away from a 2-game suspension.
So he's on 9?
He's on 8.
It's 10
Oh,
yellow
maybe
cards.
maybe he's on 9.
Yeah.
Whichever way. But yeah, he's 1 away. And you know what? Only one of them is because of a foul.
Hold on.
Well, no. At 10, he should get a 1-game suspension because we're past the halfway.
No, it's 2. It just everybody goes to 2 games. I heard them talking about it. Now, how have the celebration police reacted to Chelsea celebrating? Have they cared?
I haven't heard anything. There was some about, it's the Palace B team. Why are you guys celebrating like that?
Bro,
but, like,
literally,
look,
there's national headlines in England, and Jamie Carragher and Gary Neville go on Sky Sports and are complaining about Arsenal celebrating literally anytime we celebrate.
Look, Chelsea Twitter is toxic enough that we don't need anybody else outside of that to yell.
I just don't get it.
There's people complaining about us mocking Mope. Like, there's a whole bunch.
That's Madison's thing. How are you mocking Mope if Mope?
Because he did it after
Madison?
when he scored to make it 1-0 Brentford. He did the Madison.
Yeah.
And so, like, Brendan Johnson, when he scored, he was like, like he was like literally making fun of him.
Good.
Yeah, he should. No. That's what I said. He also, when he scored the first one, he turned around and looked right at him and threw it at him.
You guys get what I'm saying, though, about like how anytime Arsenal celebrate, there is the media talking about how Arsenal are immature. They can never win the league because they celebrate too much. It's absurd.
Boo.
Look, I understand what you're saying, and this is probably the one thing the three of us agree on the most, is that our 3 teams are probably the most vilified in the English media. I can't wait for Jose to retire and come back and defend Chelsea like he said he's going to.
I don't know. I feel like Ange gets a big pass right now. The media loves Ange.
Right. But typically speaking, I think Spurs have been vilified as well.
We
love Harry Kane. Arsenal. Harry Kane.
They love
Chief
Ange.
Among.
Arsenal.
They do not love Harry Kane.
Arsenal and Chelsea have always been vilified.
Well, Chelsea deserve their vilification, but
okay, then so does Arsenal. Screw it, fuck that. No, Arsenal deserves it too.
No, but we're getting made fun of too for celebrating goals. Like, bro, it goes around. It's ridiculous.
There's a difference between getting made fun of on Twitter and Sky Sports running like wall-to-wall coverage about how immature your manager is. I'm just saying. Anyway,
you know what's really hard to do? It's really hard to score a goal in the Premier League. Yes. And it's also really hard to win a game in the Premier League. Yes. So if you want to freaking celebrate it, do it.
Absolutely.
Speaking of Jamie Carragher, did you guys see his article he wrote after the Villa Chelsea game?
No.
He writes,
I'm sorry to the Chelsea fans, but this did a disservice to football. Us beating Villa because now it's going to be the same big 6 teams are still in there. He didn't write that when Liverpool went through. He didn't write that when Manchester United went through, just when Chelsea goes through.
These putts are the worst. They need to get in the bin.
The worst.
I'm just surprised that Jeremy Carragher writes. Like, I has the ability to. He's just such a meathead. I just assumed that he didn't have the ability to write.
Yeah, or maybe he spoke it because, like, you can just tell us here what to say. And
maybe like he had a writer and he just oriented it.
Does Siri understand the Cockney accent? Like,
hopefully, maybe. I don't know.
The Scouse accent.
Scouse accent.
Yeah.
Well, Jamie Carragher, if you have a response to that, please write into redcardradio.info@gmail.com.
Reverse that.
info.redcardradio.
Yeah. Or hit us on Instagram.
Clearly, Jamie Carragher, you and I could have a genuine conversation, IQ to IQ. Clearly.
With what we talked about earlier, with Villa slipping up, Newcastle, we don't know what we have there because they keep getting injuries. West Ham's falling down. Brighton falling down. Their first win in like 15 games or something like that.
What are you asking?
I see Europa.
Oh, because you did ignore Manchester United. Because Manchester United are on a tear.
Look, Manchester United are the most annoying team. Like, they are how do they keep getting away with this team?
That's what I was saying. How do they keep getting away with it? They're a trash team with a trash roster with a dumb-looking manager. How do they keep doing this?
I agree with you that they're a trash team. I agree with you they've got a dumb-looking manager. I don't like Bruno Fernandes, but their squad is not trash.
Uh,
Trash.
I just
But-
disagree
but
implicitly. with this.
McTominay is the only one that it has these like the biggest clutch gene since Kobe, and I don't understand it.
It's because they vilify him in the same way that the club hates like McTominay is to Manchester United what Conor Gallagher is to Chelsea. Like the club hates him. Like the fans want him gone. Some of the fans want him gone, but he just is there to fight for the badge in the same way that Conor Gallagher is there to fight for the badge. They are their best. They're their club's best players, and they're going to sell them in the summer and rue the day that they do this. Like I
Ask James if he wants Xhaka back.
please. I tweeted this in January. I tweeted
Just come back.
I tweeted at Bayer Leverkusen. I said, "Can we please get Xhaka just for a 6-month loan, please?"
Bro, they don't want to lose their. You're just scared that there's gonna be 2 invincibles now.
No, wait. There have been other invincible teams, Brad. Like, don't get it twisted.
Just saying.
Like it's not like Arsenal. It's not
Because
like
there's never
Arsenal
been a
would-
team. There's never been a team that's given up less than 15 goals in a season.
Oh my god, this guy. Talk to me when yours is gold. That's all I gotta say. All right, that's all we gotta say. We are gonna get out of here. This one we rambled for the last 3 minutes unnecessarily, and everyone was wondering if we had more content behind this.
It was very necessary.
Very red card radio necessary.
RCR media.
Media. Yeah. Got me. All right, hit us up on Twitter at KSBradG. Down below, that's at Whiteheart_Sean. I'm at James Tiffany. Collectively, we can be reached at redcard_radio on all the social medias. Again, if you're still listening, share this with a friend. Check back tomorrow. You will find out how we did on picks last week, and you will hear our picks for this weekend coming up. But until then, I hope you guys have a lovely wherever you're at in the day. Goodbye.